you. And right now we're going to our next guest. I guess I won't in a minute, but I go ahead. Wait a minute. We're going to Sabrina. Okay, come on. We got a mic over here. Here you go, babe.
All right, taking over.
Yeah, you take that mic. Take it over here. Okay, can you go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Hi guys, I'm Sabrina Recommendations. I'm one of the surgical PAs at Houston VA and serving the veterans. And I am also a mindset consultant, similar to a life coach.
Okay.
And my whole purpose is helping healthcare professionals who are stressed out, overwhelmed, to really becoming courageous, to make positive changes. Because we don't change, we can't become the better self that we want to be. So it's all about having the positive mindset, the good habits, and then transform into a balanced life. And we can perform to the best version of ourselves in order to have more freedom, right? Everyone worry about time.
Right. And you say you're a surgical PA?
Yes.
What is that? For some of us that's not in the medical field, what do you actually do?
So I'm an advanced practitioner. So some
when you
people
say advanced.
So some people are similar to a nurse practitioner, and physician assistant. We can diagnose, we can treat. I'm in the OR most of the time. I do procedures. I do heart lung surgery. So with a great team, and part of what I can do is with our heart lung bypass procedure, I'm actually the one who cut into the legs and take the vein out, and to put the conduits, and then I'll be on the opposite side of the surgeon, and operating.
Well, we're so glad we on our team.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here with us. Okay, so as being a physician assistant, I'm sure it's kind of hard to balance your personal life, your work life, your social life. How do you balance all of that?
So that's exactly what I want to share.
Right.
And then that's the whole reason I created a online program to exactly do that. Besides just the one-on-one coaching. So balance for me, I actually from different school of thoughts, you can have 4 pillars life to 12. And I categorize them into 10 different categories. So health and wellness. Right?
Yes.
Emotional intelligence. So that master of mental toughness, how do you deal with the situation? And that's one of the pillar actually associated with burnout as well. And then is career development. Financial intelligence, that's stability, which really is different from career building, right? Long term, right? Like, can you pay the bills, or do you have enough to travel? If you want to send your kids to school,
build some generational.
So when people say legacy, it's actually not just saving a bunch of money to give to someone. If they have no ability and knowledge to use it correctly, either way, And then other thing is spirituality. Not necessarily just knowing there is a God, the religion side. It's actually your calling.
Your calling in your heart.
In your heart, that intuition, right? And also is the quality of life. The style of life that you want. What type of material, possessions, house, the neighborhood that you want it to belong to, right? Those are all things that we care about. And also is that life mission, the vision, purpose.
Life mission, your purpose.
Right. So when you wake up in the morning, can you say you're so proud that I'm waking up? I'm excited. I had a purpose in life. Right? It's a cause. I'm not just waking up because I want a happy life. Happy is really difficult to maintain. But it's a choice. But fulfillment and satisfaction, that's something that we can achieve, because then it's a choice. It's an ownership. We can tell ourselves nothing else can happen to us unless we're satisfied. We got clarity on who we are, where we want to go in life. And then define that clear goal.
Okay, okay.
That's good. Discipline without discipline without a vision is drudgery.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Consistency is such a key. So that's one reason I want to dial down to habit building, because habits are things that become a subconscious act.
So if I keep doing it over and over, then I'll just start doing it automatically.
Exactly. Okay. Just like we're driving to work or driving to the most familiar.
I don't have to think about it. You don't have to just go.
Right. Okay. And you know why?
No.
There are cues.
You don't have to. Yes.
So there are cues in the environment that we set for ourselves. So cues such as that street sign, that store that we always see, that light, right? That turn that we missed the other day. We won't forget that anymore because it took us another 10 minutes to get back on road, right? Like Houston traffic. So all these little things that repetitively going through your head in our frontal lobe, which is the logic, the thinking, the decision making. When you do it enough time, then it becomes subconscious.
Oh, okay.
Which is in our midbrain. So part of the brain that's actually associated with emotion.
Okay.
So funny thing, we're very driven by emotion, right? All of us. But we can also channel that emotion into something that helps us to go forward.
Okay. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So in a sense, we all start with mindset, positive message to ourselves.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
There's something called law of attraction.
Law of attraction, correct.
So in a sense, if something upsetting you, do we normally just keep thinking about it, right?
Yes, we won't let it go.
We won't let it go.
That's true.
And it burns you. It fights it. So, right? The emotion actually only lasts in our body a few seconds. But it's the repetitive obsession
that
of
keep
the
us
thought.
going.
That is the sadness. That is the burden, the drainage, the roadblock. That's your mental roadblock, right?
Okay.
So how do you fix it? Okay.
Yes.
So when we start with a belief.
Okay.
Right?
Belief.
Not just core belief. It's not just what you wanted.
Okay.
When you say you want something, it's actually what you don't have, right? So if you just keep saying I want this, but why do you want it? What was the belief system about triggering that wanting? If you can remember that event, like say that when you're a child, you always were told not to have candy. Now that you grow over, now you get a flashback right there. Okay. So now you're older, then you say, I have a choice now. Therefore,
I won't.
You have all the candy you want. However, what is
the consequences of having all the candy?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like what our brain is, study being shown, is actually driven more by sugar than cocaine.
Ooh, wow.
Is that powerful?
Yes. Okay. Okay, the room got quiet.
I see that big coat right there.
So I gotta put less shit in my coffee.
Okay, the doctor's in the house. And let me ask you, where did you get your medical? I mean, I know you started with your bachelor's, then you went on.
Yeah.
How did you start?
I grew up in New Jersey.
Okay.
Very big town, East Brunswick.
Okay.
Very much culture of everybody.
Right.
New Jersey, such a big melting pot. And then I went to a smart liberal arts school, Lafayette.
Okay.
Go Cards,
whatever.
It's actually Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Engineering school, good in medicine, did an internship here and there, did some research study. And I know I wanted to work with people. I can't imagine not talking, so I talk too much.
You got a lot of information. You got a lot of information. Keep talking.
Thank you. So then when I was in school, I got both degree in neuroscience and music.
Okay.
So
like
I did.
My daughter. That's like my daughter.
Yeah.
So she's on the right track.
Yeah. So neuroscience is all. I remember the very first class, intro to neuro. We did a whole consciousness. How do people even define consciousness, right? When the monks who meditate for days don't need to, right? They don't need to eat. They don't need to. They're just in a different realm, right?
Okay.
And then meditation is healing, right?
Okay.
So there's a different school of thoughts of, do you actually have control of all your consciousness, or you're driven by other subconsciousness or deeper meaning? So that kind of go with that habit, right?
Yes.
When we say we couldn't do, that it become a habit of saying repetitively, right? And that's become a belief system that you taught to yourself. So to get over that is find out where that belief system came from.
Okay.
Clear that energy.
Clear that energy to say, thank you, that experience. I learned something from you.
Okay.
But now you don't serve me anything. So please go away. And right, it's not needed. We don't need to burden our mind, our great energy, our neural pathway to wasteful for that part. So now we learn something new. Now we can create what? New strategies, new goals. And when we do have these new goals and strategies, make sure whatever we do align with our new self instead of contradictory, right? So just for the example, the sugar thing, right?
Yes.
So if our goal
we got it, doctor. We got it, doctor. We got it, doctor. Do it together. Yeah, we got it, doctor.
So if our goal is to live a healthy, fit life.
Yes.
When you go to the gym, your reward system shouldn't be, oh, I deserve a cupcake, right?
All right. Okay.
So our
cheesecake.
So once in a while you want to have that, that's fine, but not to say I deserve the bad thing that we're trying to avoid, right? Yeah, indulgence in life, people should in a way, but unless it's really bad for your body in a certain way, right? To say you have one bite of something, like small dose of that sugar, it probably wouldn't do you too much. But for the people who are diabetic, to have Condé bars in their fridge, it's probably not a good idea.
So, doctor, is this true? I was told that if we decide to make a conscious change, like you just said, and we want to become more health conscious, that if we can get rid of that sugar for 21 days, then we can break a habit if we can do it for at least 21 days.
So that's a good point.
My doctor told me, I think he's trying to cheat.
No. Okay, so let's talk about that.
Okay.
So some of the older studies say it takes about 22 days to change a habit.
Okay.
Some newer study, however, saying 66 days.
Ooh.
Okay. It's all about that. That's so all about persistency, as you were saying.
Yes.
If we gave up, let's say it this way. So you are so good, right? You're so good for 2 months.
Yes.
But then what if you go on vacation? All that temptation of food.
Yes.
You're walking around your woman. All that things just like come at you, calling you, right?
Yeah, they'll call your name.
So what if you give in?
And I don't want to let friends eat and enjoy all that.
And I'm just sitting there looking.
Right? You're like,
I just have a salad here, right? I don't think so. Okay.
So I actually tried to do that.
Did it work?
I gave myself a bucket list to do a bodybuilding competition.
Okay.
And last May, my husband's like, why don't you just do it? Because when I train, my body actually responds pretty well.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, got myself a coach, right?
Okay.
Like we learn best by having an accountability partner.
Right.
Plus by having someone guiding you, right?
Okay.
It's knowledge is Dr. Shor's from the book of Magic Thinking Big, saying that knowledge is not power. It's only potential power until you use it.
Unless you use it.
And when you use it in the right direction. right?
Yes.
You're not just gonna try to bring all these things into your mind, try to stick somewhere thinking it's gonna do something for you.
Yes.
Right? It's critical thinking, it's logical processing.
Okay.
So in that sense, I'm like, okay, I'll give myself a try. So she had me do 2 weeks of cutting, right? Means calorie. I was trying to eat surplus to build muscle.
Yes.
But she's like, how about you just consistently eat 2 weeks of cutting to see if we can shred you, right? Like
yes.
So persistency, mindset,
yes,
right? Because in most things, bodybuilding is a sportsmanship. It's like mindset more than just training, right?
Okay.
You can easily go to the gym, just do it. But if you are so distracted, how are you actually training, right?
Right. I want to ask my daughter, so remember when we used to go to the gym? And let me tell you, I'm not going to talk about it. There's somebody, but I ain't going to talk about it. I don't know names over here. There's somebody over here. All right, we all will be on the treadmill looking. He thought he had a TV. He just sitting there looking at the TV. Somebody cheating. You could have stayed at home to watch TV. I ain't calling no names though, but you remember that, Leticia? We ain't calling no names though. What'd you say, Minnie? He don't even want to go nowhere. Just stay at home. So yeah, that's so like you said. Oh Lord. He was in
spirit, you know, at least they have mental support. That's a good thing. Right?
Yeah. Good. You got mental support. Good.
So what happened is during that 2 weeks, I was really consistent. My husband is so good about meal prepping with me.
Right.
And then we actually have a balance at home. We'll measure out how much like protein versus carb versus fat.
Oh, okay.
You have to really be consistent, eating about the same thing every day. But I did eat like 6 meals, just smaller portions, calculate out. And then my girlfriends wanted to hang out, and I haven't seen them for a while. Of course I want to go.
Right.
But when I went, I drank water the whole night. And then while they're having wine and like little different things, stuff, like tapas, I'm like, oh my God, I'm just gonna come back the next time. And then also, of course, no alcohol because they have such a high sugar calorie content. So I did see significant improvement. It just that I also know I don't want us to stay looking that way. I went back to eating full on like the surplus thing. But that means actually everyone has a mental capacity to do things if they want it enough, right?
Okay. I agree.
Once you pass that like belief system of you can do it, like I believed in my mind, it's not a willpower, it's your belief system of you can do it.
And getting over that initial fear of failing.
Yes.
That's what he was talking about. Same thing.
Yes. Yeah, we have that comfort zone. That doesn't mean that we're comfortable, we're liking staying in that comfort zone, right? All of us have this little bubble that we created.
So is that a learned behavior?
It's a learned behavior.
Okay.
So just like approximation to where you're sitting, right? You automatically give yourself
some space. Yes.
Right? Versus some other people are really comfortable.
Yeah, just coming out.
Like, oh, you're right into my face, right? It's totally learned behavior, and that started really from when we were youth, right? Our old experiences and our environment. Our parents tell us yes and no, don't be a weirdo. And society, teacher. So instead of being the little kid so curious, asking about why, and wanting to know everything, Curious George, that was the healthier part. But then we tell ourselves that we're not supposed to do that. Oh, okay. So let me conform.
Okay.
But what happens when we conform?
You be what somebody else wants you to be.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We start living other people's lives instead of our own.
That's
truth.
right. You can't do that.
And so when we're living in other people's lives, we forgetting who we are, and then we become unhappy. And then the more we conform means, we think the grass is always greener on the other side. Right? And then I did XYZ already. How come the world hasn't helped me? Well, like even that thinking of negativity is toxin because your expectation already went there. Instead of saying, I just need to give more and more because the world will take care of you. Things will come around.
Why is all in your perspective?
Exactly. And then your mind would say, okay, I will prove you right because you are so positive, or I'll prove you right because you are so negative. You can only create a reality of whatever you're expecting.
So this is what you do with your consulting. You help, is it ordinary people or people in the medical field? Who is your target audience?
So my target audience is going to be, and they are healthcare professionals because I stressed out. I experienced that myself, where I used to work 80 hours a week, taking nights and weekends. I mean, there's 1 month. I was in the hospital 29 days straight.
Because you hadn't given your body a chance to
rest.
Right. So that is a part of burnout. It's 3 stages. So number 1 is that emotional exhaustion, right? And you couldn't do it anymore. You just keep going. Everyone want a piece of you, and you feel like you have to keep up with a state of quality because
everybody down, but you're hurting yourself.
Right, you're not letting people down because your patients are just so sick.
So you gotta take care of your patients.
You're on empty, so how you gonna have somebody else?
Right. So I was just saying earlier.
So do you work only in the emergency room, or you do bedside after they get out of surgery, or they just see you for surgery?
So we do everything.
So
pre-op, post-op, they're in surgery.
So you do from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, beginning to the end. And then we also see them a few weeks after surgery when they come back for their checkup. And if there's nothing that surgically we need to take care of, then we're like, hey, bye-bye, see ya. And then don't come back, hopefully you don't come back.
Hope you don't come back.
So take care of yourself.
Right.
But, when they do come to us, it's really the last chance. Think about people who have severe coronary artery disease. They have a lot of blockages in their heart. They're really not much of.
You have a question.
Oh yeah, your palliative care right there.
So when did you know it was your breaking point and you had to go back to balancing yourself before you burn all the way out?
Right. So my breaking point was that both physical and emotional exhaustion. I was getting sick a lot. I was like running fever, still operating multiple cases. And then, I still get calls at night. It doesn't mean you're sick. People don't call you, right? Because
so if you're sick, you just have to get on up and go right back to the hospital.
Right. So to the point where I felt like people saw your sickness as an inconvenience. So then you're like, okay.
You say, okay.
So
because don't they realize you're only one person and you have 100 patients, you're only one person?
Well, I think the reality is not that way, right? Reality is what can you give instead of the other way around. So I mean, it's just how the hospital run as a system, as a corporation.
So yes, right. Initially for yourself to say, okay, I got to become more healthier for me if I'm going to help my patients.
Correct. I just thought I didn't go to all this school for nothing.
Right.
So I can actually, with all these experience in public health, medicine combined, I can do something more with it. Right.
You can.
And so when I got my master in public health is more driven by preventative health.
Yes.
Versus medicine is treating something already diagnosed.
Okay.
So I want to take that same school of thought into us. All of us actually can do better about preventative health, means restorative.
Yes.
Self-care, self-love. If you cannot take care of your own, you don't love your own skin, your behavior, your mind, you can't change it. How can you give and pour it out?
You can't.
So number 1 part of my online course module is to build that first. Just thinking about the mindset. What do you actually want? How do you define your purpose in life?
Yes.
And then go into self-care. How do you have a better quality of sleep? What are you giving up, right? And like, how do you fix that neck pain, lower back pain that all of us have because we're on our feet all day? We're looking down, bending down, doing surgery like this, right? You're not paying attention to anything because you're so nervous about what's happening in the room and with the patient. And then go into the module of productivity. How do you spend time optimum, right? Like that means prioritizing. If you truly know your purpose, your goal, maximize your time. Therefore, everything you do should be aligned to your ultimate self, your vision, your lifestyle, instead of contradictory, right? People always say they have so many things to do. We all are. But are these things actually important to you? Do they produce future value, or just the instant gratification that you get? Right? So
that's good.
That's good.
And so, in the sense that the output is not only return in investment, but also future value, lifestyle, and personal development. Are we growing? Because if we're not growing, we feel like stagnant. Stagnant equals dissatisfaction, and you know, you feel like it suck. Instead of if you creating stretch goals, then life is going. Once you get closer to that stretch goal, create another stretch goal. Right? In being intentional about your act.
They say, what is a stretch goal?
Stretch goal is to say you set a goal, but what can you do 10-20% more than that?
Oh, okay. So I hear you saying that we all have the power to cut out some of the stress. We make it harder than it really is.
Right. So in that sense is that the doing, most of us have a thought of being perfect. Right? We're so hard on ourselves. We wanted to provide so much. We wanted to represent the best version of ourselves. However, that putting so much weight on you, that expectation theory of what you want out of the situation, what people expect of you. So the stress of it, you become questioning your own ability, right?
So when you say we're having stress, could that cause, as you're looking at the heart and the arteries, could that cause more problems? Along with the diet and the stress and all of that.
Yeah, it's all combined for sure. So that is also part of the 3 criteria for burnout. So number 1 is that emotional exhaustion. Number 2 is cynicism. So depersonalization means you feel like everything is going against you, things are not working out. Right? It's because someone else did X, Y, Z. And then the third part is doubting yourself. You feel like your achievement is not as great as it is. So one of the physicians actually talked about like specifically surgeon burnout. And his study saying even just burnout for female and male are different.
Yes, it's different.
So in early stages for female is your number 1 because female are really good about connecting with people and pouring yourself out. So you get taking on everybody else's. Exactly. So then you become emotionally drained first. And then you go into the stage of the why people did X, Y, Z, right?
Right.
And then the later part is the did I not do a good enough job? You start doubting yourself. Versus the male, because the confidence level is really high, they handle differently. So they actually thinking about the cynicism first, like my patient or my team, yada yada, right? It's not never me.
That's
right. There you go.
That's right.
And then number 2 is to say, well, then I'm exhausted from all these things that are happening. I have to take all this on. but they don't even go to stage 3, because they don't doubt themselves. Therefore, they practice as they're the best, not reflecting what's actually wrong.
So that's a coping mechanism?
So that's the 3 stages of burnout.
3 stages of burnout.
What about when I isolate myself? Because sometimes I am the big sister, I'm the grandmother.
Taking care of everybody.
Everything for everybody, and sometimes I forget
to take care of yourself.
So when I pull back, everybody think, oh, she's acting funny, oh, she don't love us anymore, but it's just not that.
You just need time for yourself.
Right, so that's exactly right. It's about boundary, healthy boundary.
Yes.
If you create a habit for other people, you always do things for people.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, and you're not alone. Many people are that way, right? Because when we are so giving, there are different psychologies saying that to say you are a giver because you want other people to like you.
Yes.
Right?
I just want to serve people, but I want people to know that sometimes I got a queen though, she has to serve herself first before she can do what God created her to do. But sometimes people, they want access to you like all the time.
Yes, that's true.
Because that's a habit that you already created for them.
So how do you break that habit?
How do you
break it?
It's to say no more.
Just say no.
That's all. And
no.
That's so the more no. The thing is. So whenever you say yes to something, you're actually saying no to a lot of other things.
Yes.
The other things you're saying no to could be something actually important to your own safeness, right? Your sanity. That's what you say.
Your sanity. I like that one. Sanity. Sanity.
Your sanity.
Doctors are right on time. So how, if someone wants to go through your classes, what is the process for that?
So I believe that I would only like to work with people that they wanted to open to receive.
Yes.
They have a drive to want that significant change.
Yes.
Because this is about not just a transformation, it's an elevation.
Yes.
To be a cut above all else.
Yes.
Right? So we can't achieve balance just talking about balance.
Correct.
We have to practice it.
All right, that's
true. Put it into perspective. And then once you have that, you can excel in any area you want, whether it's to be the best version in that current job you have, or have another career, another business, whatever you want to be.
Become the highest expression of Sharonda.
Yeah, because now you have courage and confidence in not only saying I have the skills to do it, but when I don't know how to do it, I know how to figure it out.
Right. And then by you being there, you will be the support system to guide and get you to where you need to be. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So start with, I typically like to have people do a intake assessment, just a self-reflection.
Okay.
And then jump on a call with me, really get to know each other better.
Yes.
And if really for both of us, like, heck yeah, like we want to work together, then we're going to work together.
Yes. So both sides are able to benefit.
Yes.
It's not like I'm pulling from you and not giving anything.
Right. I'm putting my hand out, but I'm not going to carry you on my back.
All right, now. I'm putting my hand out, but I'm not carrying you on my back. Okay.
I want you to
don't need a guy. You're not going to carry me. I like that.
I'm going to hold your hand. I run with you,
but I'm not going to pack you.
Yeah.
I like that. You're going to have to do some work. So how do they contact you to get the initial assessment? What is the first step that they need to do? Do they go to your website, or what do people need to do?
So I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. So all you need to do is just search my name and message me.
Okay.
I do have an initial vision finder survey on there. Give people just some clarity, ask themselves some hard questions.
Yes.
Take some time to just be true to yourself.
So if I come to you, say for instance, I'm already burnt out. I'm already past stage 3. Okay, I'm already out there. I'm burned out. I'm tired. I don't want to hear. So you can help me from that point.
So that's need that need a lot more work because it also you have to think about how do you define over exhaustion.
Yes.
Because that stage is actually healthcare professionals have 200-fold or more suicidal ideation than average Americans.
Because you always having
they want to
surgery.
Right.
You go from one surgery to another, then somebody may not, make it through. This one is a little worse, but you still have to go home with that, knowing I lost a patient today, or this patient is not doing so good, and then tomorrow starts all over again.
Right, because initially you will tell yourself, oh, everyone experiences stress, that's normal,
right.
And then you start thinking, yeah, I just couldn't cope, or this is hard. I feel okay, but I'm start like training really hard, right? I'm getting sick. I'm not hanging out with people. Your family start going on vacation without you.
Yes.
And when birthday comes along and you're always late to dinner, how would they feel, right?
Yes.
Right. So at that point, that will be really additional professional help.
Okay.
Because
so that's beyond what you're doing.
Right. So my part is more for
prevention.
Both prevention, and then when you do have stress, how do you bring in more energy, right?
Okay.
So do you not want to be 10 out of 10 on energy level from the moment you wake up to the bedtime, right?
Yes.
Not just have big swings, right?
So
building in different things like mindset exercise, finding out what ways actually already give you energy and bring that into habits.
Yes.
So different works that we can talk about.
Okay.
And other thing, because when you think about really truly burned out, it's it's that not only just dissatisfaction anymore. It could potentially even drug use, alcohol use. Those things are actually also 40% more in healthcare professionals than average American, and therefore their lifespan is also shorter, unfortunately.
And you see that a lot too, like with the airplane pilots. I'll be looking at them when they come out that lounge and they drink, and I'm like, you finna go fly this plane. Now, wait a minute now. I just saw you walk out of there with a couple of glasses, and you finna go to this plane, okay? So I can understand that. So where can they reach you at, doctor?
So search me at Sabrina Runbeck, RUNBECK. Facebook, Instagram, open account, LinkedIn as well. And I do have a private mastermind group with healthcare professionals where people wanted to engage, ask questions, discussion.
So they only have to be from the healthcare
specifically healthcare professionals. The concept really apply to anyone. But then those will be, so far I have been doing those as one-on-one instead of having the classes.
And just like my daughter, she's going into the medical field, so doing what you're doing. So would you suggest her linking up with you now so she'd be able to balance the school and all of this, or would you recommend that she wait till later on? What is your recommendation for someone that just going out of college, that's getting ready to go to the medical school?
So I actually like to work with young people because
she'll be there.
She will be there.
I didn't volunteer.
Because in a way, we are all in the new change, new era. The young millennials, I think they're really good about knowing themselves. They're more like to self-reflect.
She said that there when you said that.
More like to want to question the world. Instead of
not afraid of.
Not afraid of. And it's very much encouraged in how they are growing up. Instead of, like, say me, I think when it's still coming from like your parents say yes and no, you need to keep it in the little box. Therefore, we form a box to ourselves. And however, that also means most people are impatient. Patience is such a virtue, right? So if you can't allow yourself patience to grow, to have patience to even build a habit, 2 months is a long time, actually, right?
Yes.
People attend to the world right now is, I have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have different apps. Doesn't matter where I travel in the world, someone can get in touch with me.
Yes.
So we want that instant gratification.
Okay.
And to change that, to be able to say, it's okay to be imperfect. I just have to produce something. Then I can improve on that.
Okay. All right. Well, it was great talking with you. Everybody learned so much in here. Oh, you have to come back out with everybody learned so much in here.
I'm definitely not nervous.
I don't know, but you helped a lot of people in this room. You really helped me out.
Thank you so much.
So we got to make sure, you're always welcome to come up here, and you're always welcome to help us, because what you're doing, not only that, you're helping people.
Thank you.
You're really helping, and you were really helpful to all of us in this room, and you think you would want to link up with her, darling?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you have any questions?
I mean, I just have
we can't hear you. This is my daughter, y'all.
I just have a question from the application side, because I'm wanting to apply for med school in about 2 years, and I just wanted to know what advice do you have for people that are aspiring to be in the healthcare world, and how the best ways, the best steps it takes, and what we could learn from your journey.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yes.
So if you can allow yourself to expose in different activities that relate to healthcare, really doesn't matter what field. You can go to shadow different doctors, physicians, nurse practitioner, nurse anesthetist, all different fields, nurses themselves, see how they actually work. But just shadowing won't get you into school, because we see that as, yes, you had a little taste, you actually talk to different people to get perspective, but it's not the same as working experience, hands-on. So for PA school, at least now, minimum 500 direct patient hours.
500 hours.
500 hours. That's even short for some people. I worked for a year while I was getting my master in public health. I was volunteering, doing research at the Department of Public Health in Philly, and I work in the internal medicine clinic. I also work at a mental health facility with adults who has mental retardation. So really just explore all type of jobs, paid and unpaid, but you really have to work at it, because what they don't teach you in school is how to connect with people.
Yes.
That's actually the very last module on my course.
Okay.
How do you
connect?
How do you connect with people? How do you be charismatic, liked instantly?
Yes. Bedside manner.
Bedside manner, exactly. Think about medicine nowadays is a service. You can shop around. You don't have to come see me, right?
You got a bad
I'm nobody.
attitude.
So they can really get the answer they wanted from whoever they want. And therefore, hospital nowadays is very heavily targeted in eye care values, right? So how do you present yourself? Smile at people, say hi, don't be on your phone looking down all the time walking around the hospital. If you want to do that, go to the back elevator.
Okay.
Right. So in that sense, just have as much experience as you can. Go volunteer. Go to international underserved areas. Right.
MD Anderson.
Right. Create some type of join a cause. Find out what you're truly passionate about.
Yes.
I would say that can make you a different candidate than anybody else. Right. It's not just that I thought what I wanted, but become I believe this what I wanted, because there's a calling, because this is my true experience. That's authenticity. People cannot fabricate your story. You experience it, you have emotion, therefore you're different from anybody else.
That's true. Okay, well, we thank you so much, Doctor. And DJ, you want to take us to break? And y'all make sure y'all get,